Hi, I'm Mike O'Neill, and I'm the inventor of the Davke Shower Drain Live. Now we're underneath the shower stall, and I'm going to cut the vertical drain off here, and I got to cut it up above the trap so that we can put a no-hub coupling onto it, or glue a coupling onto it and put a piece of pipe in. I find the no-hub being a little easier, so I'll start to saw. You can use a hacksaw. If you got enough room, you can use your recipo saw, but I'm going to use my sheetrock saw here and cut this off. A little bit more. There, we got it cut off. Now the drain will just come out. And there it is. Rubber gasket, everything. Now, oh, let me catch my breath. We need to go back upstairs and put the body part of the drain down through, and then we'll be back. We're back upstairs in the shower base, and I put my putty, my sealant on here. You could use silicone, whatever you feel comfortable with, and make sure that the nut is inside and the rubber gasket. So I'm going to put the drain down in, push on it a little bit. Okay, now we're going to go underneath, and you can watch the way the Davke 2000 is put in with a lot less trouble and very easy to do. Alright, now we're back underneath. I'm going to install the patented process that the Davke is. First of all, you put the rubber gasket up on the drain, like you would any conventional rubber gasket. Get it up above the shelves. Then you take the stainless steel pressure ring and the nut with the lugs on it that goes on the shelves, and you just place those up above. The stainless steel ring goes on, and then you place the nut over the shelves and you give it a little twist, and it'll sit there. Now, one thing I wanted to point out was with the Davke, you can see that you're close to this floor joist. Using the no-hub nut driver or your 4-in-1 screwdriver, you simply tighten this up. And if everything was in the way, you can use a socket set, but I don't recommend it because you can tighten it too much. So we tighten that one, then we go over here and we tighten this one up. Then we tighten this one. Then we do the last one. Now, the reason I used the no-hub nut driver is because this 5/16 head on this stainless steel bolt, in a situation like this, you're on an angle and you can still tighten it up. If you have a screwdriver tightening up on something that's got a slot or a Phillips screw in it, it's not going to work because it's on the bias and the trap is in my way. So you just simply tighten it up snug and then go around and tighten them all up again. And hand tight with this nut driver is sufficient. You don't have to reef on it really tight. And you just go around and just make them snug, and that's enough. It will put the pressure on the drain up above. to suck it down in and squeeze your sealant out. You go around a couple, 3 times and go check your sealant to see if it's pretty well all squeezing out. And you got her done. Okay, we're about done. Okay, now I'm going to go upstairs, back in the shower base, check and make sure the sealant is out and I've got the drain tight. And then we'll come back down here again. So we'll see you upstairs in just a second. All right, we're back upstairs in the shower base, as you can see, and our excess putty has come out. So I'm just taking this keyway we're going to use later because it's handy. You could use a screwdriver or you could use a knife or whatever you have available, and just take the putty off and you're ready to go. So the drain is in, it's all ready. You've got your grid here, you've got your keyway, which we're going to use to tighten this nut up, but we're not going to do that right now. And we're going to go back underneath, measure for the length of pipe we need to go down, and attach with a no-hub coupling to the pipe I cut off. Now we're back underneath and we've got the no-hub couplings. This is the stainless part of it, which you open it up and put it down over. Then the rubber part goes on to the 2-inch. And I would make a suggestion, if this is cold weather you're dealing with, warm this up with some warm water or something in order to make it a lot easier to put on. Then you roll it over onto itself. Now I measure from up in the drain, from the top of the rubber gasket to the top there, which is 4 7/8. So you take off about 1/4. So I'm going to make it at 4 3/4 because you don't want to be above the rubber gasket in the drain, otherwise the keyway gets in the way. So we're going to do it at, I was going to cut it off at 4. It's 3 3/4. Always double check your measurements to make sure. So we want it at 3 3/4 inch. All right, I'll cut the pipe and see you back upstairs in the shower base, and I've cut my piece of pipe off. Now I'm going to push the pipe down through the rubber gasket in the drain and then go underneath and hook it up to the no-hub coupling. All right, we're back underneath. As you can very well see, my pipe has come down, matched up with the 2-inch no-hub coupling. So I'm just going to unfold and roll up the 2-inch coupling onto the pipe. Straighten it out. Then take your stainless steel band, bring it around to where you can work on it, and tighten it up. And this completes the underside of the drain, and you can see that after you install a couple of these, it'll only take you about 45 minutes to an hour to do this complete, instead of taking 2 or 3 hours with the old style drains. And you got the job, and you're tight, and you know it's not going to leak. And I'll finish this up and see you back up topside in the shower base and tighten up that piece up there. See you upstairs. We're back upstairs now. I'm going to give you a hint. Take a rag or a piece of paper, I'm using some paper towels, and stuff it down the drain. And the reason you do this is because the keyway, as you can see, is not real thick. And if you push on it with a screwdriver, which we're going to do in a minute, you'll be able to bend it and it will go down and you're in trouble. So push this rag down there or paper towels. Now you take your keyway and you tighten up as much as you can by hand, and then you slip it in to the grooves. I use a square screwdriver because then you can use a crescent wrench to help you out. And you put the screwdriver in there and you tighten up. you go snug. You can feel it. Okay. Take that out. Put the drain cover on. Oops, I made a fatal error. I forgot to take my rag out. All right, there we go. Now you're done. Now you run your hot water down so that it will soften the putty up, and then you go back underneath with your no-hub nut driver and tighten all 4 bolts and retighten the no-hub coupling you put on the drain, and you're all done. The Davke 2000 is installed.